What's up, everyone? This is Medora, and we're going to talk about the Total Warhammer 2.3 update. So let's run through this real quick. So, if you only want to watch just for the highlights, I'm going to bang them out real quick right here. So, custom endgame scenarios, which make their way to multiplayer. When they say customizable, it's pretty vague because all this means is that the stupid endgame scenarios that they did make are now in multiplayer. And I've wanted to address this for a long time. These endgame scenarios that people like are the cheesiest, least thought out endgame scenarios I've ever seen in my life. Basically, you spend the entire game conquering settlements, boosting up your army, making everyone stronger, and then the end game scenario picks basically a random faction to give them 8 doom stacks or whatever it is. It makes no sense. It makes no sense game wise. It's just a cheap way of having some sort of end game crisis scenario. It's like, what's the point of building up if, like, at the very end, the computer just gets free doom stacks and high level armies? Like, that's a good end game scenario? It's ridiculous. It's terrible. Come on, guys. Let's have higher standards for creative assembly. You know, they're doing good, but this end game scenario, like, stupid. And we get into number 2. 8 original Warhammer Lords receive brand new selection videos. Like, the fact that this is a highlight is ridiculous. They have new videos. So, you know, when you click on them and you get the little animation and like the little intro video, that's a highlight. I mean, that's what we're spending our time updating the game with. Like, it'd be cool to have this updated, but is this a highlight? Okay. Landmarks, that's cool. And then the new landmarks, 10 slot settlements for the factions. I realized they fixed a lot of places, for instance, like the Black Pyramids, and them being them giving bonuses specifically to the races that they're applicable to. I mean, that's really cool. So good stuff. Balance changes like usual. That's going to basically happen every update. All right, so that was basically the summary. So if that's all you really needed, you can stop the video now. But now we're going to get into it a little bit more. So yeah, here, pick your poison. Endgame scenario, customize. Okay. Pick and choose the endgame scenarios you want to trigger, including the ultimate crisis. It's like our aim is to maintain parity between single and multiplayer. Like, okay. As we introduce further scenarios, well, first of all, they should get rid of all these scenarios because these scenarios suck. All of them. Yep, here we go. So, right. Cool. Cool, cool update videos. Like, come on. Stability and performance. You know, really, I have had no problem with the stability nor the performance. It's been good for me all around. So, I mean, yeah, sure, continue to make it even more stable, but I gotta give it to them for being such a big map. The multiplayer is seamless. Good stuff. Yeah, these are just, you know, little issues here. Vassal factions. You know, they really fixed the diplomacy and the alliance system in Warhammer 3. It actually makes sense now. There's actually incentive to have alliances with other factions as you get that extra garrison defense and you can recruit their units, which is really nice. And then here we go, the racism balancing. See, which I don't understand here. Crumbling damage was increased, but the undead are meant to spend a larger amount in the crumbling state. So, see, I don't understand how this is worded. So the crumbling damage, so they increased it, or yeah, I don't get that. If someone wants to explain this to me, from my understanding, I right here they're saying that they want the vampire coast or the vampires to crumble more, which I feel they crumble too quickly. I mean, the second your vampires are dead, your army is wiped out within 10 seconds of crumbling. And I mean, it makes sense, but at the same time, like, I see that they're trying to balance it with like the demonic instability here, but whatever. Bretonia underperforming, that's a surprise. Like, they're just one of the worst factions. Like, I really don't think little fixes is gonna fix this faction. It needs just an overhaul. Their infantry, they have really no infantry, and they don't even really have artillery. It's just straight cavalry, and the cavalry is just bad. The thing I do like about Bretonia is their economy and the way you build up their bases. It's good, but it just doesn't make sense, especially for settlement fights. Just cavalry doesn't make sense in a situation like that. You know, you want artillery, you want archers, and it's just something infantry to hold the lines. Like, you just don't have that with Bretonia, which makes it not viable, honestly. The Dark Elves are a really good faction, but they have this weird thing where the Dark Elves and the Elves are in the left top corner, and I find that these two factions are just almost leaps and bounds better than every other faction. And I mean, I guess, yeah, keep them in the corner, but everyone needs to be better. I really don't believe in nerfing races, just they need better buffs. Greenskins, they're wah. I just feel it's overpowered, especially early game. And Grom, funny enough, if they're addressing it right here, Grom just can steamroll in early game, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like the Wa, they end up recruiting 4 stacks, and they just cream you. All right, thanks for the like. Oh my gosh. So just little updates, nothing really insanely of note. Norska with Warhammer 3, they got way too crazy with the Chaos factions. We have Norska, we have Chaos, now we have the Daemons. It's just they just take up the map. It's crazy, and Norska just sucks because it ends up just being a vassal of the Daemon races. Like, really? Do you really want to play as a faction that basically is ruled by the Daemons? No, like, you want to be the Daemons. Nurgle, whatever. Nurgle is the only person that I like where his placement is above the humans. It's actually fun to to face the humans down below, but the daemons, like, they're at the four corners and they really are like fighting weird like things. I don't know. I feel like they should fix the spawn points. Skaven, don't think they ever needed a fix or buff or anything. That's pretty funny. Brought down the recruitment cost, sure. Tomb Kings. This is just ridiculous. Brought down the leadership. You know what? I agree with this. The Tomb Kings can just stay in the fight forever. They're strong. They have no upkeep. They never break. I agree with this for sure. Vampire Coast, like, who cares? Brought down the leadership. I mean, okay. The thing is that they compare Tomb Kings and the Vampire Coast to, like, too similarly, and the Vampire Coast should not even be compared to the vampires, period. Like, the Vampire Coast is like a fucking meme factions. The vampires are like the main people. Like, so let's stop comparing the two. Like, the vampire counts should just be far superior. I understand they want to balance the game and stuff, but then, okay, why is Norska just complete shit compared to all the other chaos? You either make them equal or you make them how they're supposed to be. Right here, same with the lead. And I'm surprised this is the case. I mean, like, did these guys really need to have their leadership? Like, was this such a big deal that, like, the the vampires and everyone were just crushing people? I don't think so, in my opinion. I think right now, and of course, because they're new, you know, the daemons, they're just overpowered. But they're really not fun to play. I don't know. I don't like how they don't have their own settlements and so forth. What else? I think we're fine. There's nothing really to change for them. This is kind of stupid. I mean, in my opinion, no matter the difficulty, there should be. It's common sense, you know. If you know a spell's coming, you're gonna move. If artillery's shooting at you, you're not gonna stand there, no matter how dumb or smart you are, you know. So this is this is a little bit stupid, and you're gonna get into bad habits, right? If you're always playing on easy, and then, you know, you just feel like your artillery can just do anything and just keep shooting because there's no consequence. They're not gonna move. This makes sense. Yeah. See right here, we're getting rid of common sense, and then we're adding common sense here. I mean, like, okay. Graphics, cool, audio, UI. Unavoidable. That's pretty much it, guys. I mean, this update wasn't too big. Kind of stupid in my opinion, but you know, it is what it is. It's definitely not an update that's gonna make me start a new campaign, but, you know, they did something at least. Thanks for watching, guys. More to come later.